All right, guys. Thanks to those joining me live and to those joining us on archive. What's up? What's up, Galax?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to scoring it. I haven't watched this fight in 18 years.
Yeah.
So I swore that I'd never watch the fight again, but here we are. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing if it is what I remember it being.
How long ago was this fight?
18 years to the day, right?
Yeah, to the day. This is the day. Unless you're even if you're Eastern time, I think it's still that day. Um, so great timing to do this fight. Great timing to do this fight. Shout out to Joe Habib. He wanted to actually join us, and we would have had 3 judges, but he couldn't make it. He's kind of late for him, so
Shout out to him.
yeah. One of these days, I want to get all 3 of us to score like a controversial fight. You know,
And
um,
that's right. That's right. 3 judges.
yeah, like it'll be very interesting. Maybe we could like watch it and not tell each other. So there's 3 of us
hmm
or something.
We don't want to influence each other.
Yeah, right. But we could become our own HBO, But because it happens, I guess.
I'll be Lampley, like boom, boom,
Boom,
boom.
bam. Oh my God. Like,
Start crying and shit.
yeah. Start crying at the end. He was a warrior. Yeah. By the way, guys, thumbs up the video. If you're watching archive, leave a comment, and the chat is open. Tell us what you think. All right. De La Hoya looks very, very young here. And quick fact about this fight: this was the first fight in boxing pay-per-view history to do over 1 million buys. This is the first fight.
Is
Any
that right?
Yes, any fight that was not a heavyweight fight up until this one,
Right.
it did not do over 1 million. I mean, if a fight did anywhere near 500,000, that was not a heavyweight fight in those days. That was considered a success. You know, I believe De La Hoya's highest number was I believe was. I'm trying to think here. I think it was either the Corte or the second Chavez fight.
You mean up to the Mayweather fight?
No, up until the Trinidad fight right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I think him against I forgot which one it was that did like 700,000 at that time was unbelievable for non-heavyweight, right? And then this fight happened. This was the first super fight, pay-per-view super fight that was not a heavyweight fight.
And and that makes sense because I remember this clearly. As far as knowing where I was, I remember who was there. Even though I don't talk to half the people that I watched this fight with, I remember who was there, where they were sitting, everything about it. Because this was a hyped fight. This was the original. This is the first time I heard somebody's "Oh must go." There was very good promotion leading up to this fight. De La Hoya was just a huge draw. I don't think. I know it's probably hard for people to remember that. They see De La Hoya in the light now. People who didn't follow boxing at the time, De La Hoya was huge. I mean, the hype going into this fight was. Remember this was the first time I remember seeing a weigh-in like that. Remember the weigh-in, and I remember they had to put the towel over De La Hoya because he had trouble making weight or cutting late, and they had to put the towel because he had to strip completely naked, and all the girls were just going nuts like they were at a Backstreet Boys concert. I mean, dude, they that was the first time I remember seeing a weigh-in like that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Nobody started a riot like Bernard Hopkins did, but
he didn't stomp on the Puerto Rican flag, which is good.
That wasn't a weigh-in. That was a press conference.
Right.
That was actually, by the way, Hopkins Trinidad's press conference. Well, that was the first time I remember there being like a lot of people, like not the press, but people at a press conference.
Right.
So in Puerto Rico, and Hopkins threw the flag in the floor.
He's lucky to be alive. Remember, he had to actually jump like.
But here's the funny part: Trinidad points at him, and then he tells Don King, like if Don King's going to do something about it. Like, he shouldn't do that. Like, and then Hopkins jumped over a railing, and it was just the craziest thing.
He's lucky he didn't break his leg. I mean, that was a
Thankfully, Hopkins did apologize about it after the fight.
So, right. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else other than to apologize, But I don't know which they hated worse, that or that he beat up their hero, but
Right.
nonetheless. But yeah, this fight, Trinidad, both guys had vicious left hooks. That's what they were known for. I think Trinidad more so, but both guys were known for having a deadly left hook. And we'll see the fight here. And to be honest with you, I forgot who De La Hoya's trainer was. We're about to find out, I guess. Before we play the fight, when's the last time you watched this fight, Alex?
I watched it one time that night, and we were so aggravated after the fight that, I mean, pretty much all of us swore we'd never watch it again. But here I am 18 years later, because it was just, I remember it was so hyped that you expected a competitive fight. And I mean, imagine what you were expecting for this past Saturday, Golovkin versus Canelo,
Right.
except even more so, because it was so hyped. Like I said, De La Hoya was the biggest draw, and you expected high class action, but competitive two ways. But from what I remember of it, the first 8 rounds, De La Hoya dominated, and then inexplicably he had the biggest brain fart in boxing history, one of the biggest brain farts in boxing history, and completely went on his bicycle the last 3 or 4 rounds of the fight.
You know, it's amazing. Now, for those in the chat, it's frozen. The video's on pause. All right, relax, chill. All right, people are like, it's frozen. Like, it's cool. Hold on. But as far as the I remember the backlash. Like, I'll never forget this. I'll never forget it. I was on a Monday, because that's what back in the day. You remember, like back in the day, radio was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I would always listen to the morning radio here, and on the way, and I listened to it while I was getting ready for school. And I remember that the radio guy being like, "Hey guys, a fight's missing. We've been looking for a fight." I just like, wow. And I just remember the anger. I remember a bunch of De La Hoya fans calling in. And it wasn't even the radio guy. It was the people that were calling in. The number of people that called in that were De La Hoya fans, saying how disappointed they were of him in those last few rounds.
Mm-hmm.
The theme was like, he should have won, but I'm glad he didn't win. Like, that's what a lot of them were saying.
Right. And that's what I remember of it. I remember having De La Hoya winning the fight because he banked so many rounds early. But I remember after the fight not caring that he got screwed on it, because he threw away his biggest win. It flushed down the toilet. This would have been a huge win. I mean, he was dominating, in my opinion. A great fighter in his prime.
Yeah. And not only that, I mean, we're going to see right now. I'm also interested to see, was it really that bad when he started retreating? Like,
Right.
that's what I want to see. Was he sticking and moving? Was it just maybe it was just a 180, so we just weren't quite used to what he was doing?
And was De La Hoya as dominant in the first 8 rounds as I remember?
Yes.
Did he beat that many rounds? So that too.
So I hope a lot of people join us. Let's watch this. Again, the fight did 1.4 million in the year 1999. Okay, and if you don't think that's impressive, remember, not a lot of homes had pay-per-view available back then.
Right.
You know, like if this fight would have easily done over 3 million today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go ahead and play this. De La Hoya's been announced. Look how young he looks.
As Jim Lampley would say, he's such a handsome and beautiful man.
Yeah, this was basically De La Hoya's defining fight at this point. Both guys were undefeated. You know, one thing I never got was, I mean, Stewart always talked about the look of De La Hoya. Oh, that guy looks like he wants to kill you. Like, I never got that, but
yeah. But he was a savage, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Back
interested
when
to see.
the WBC belt was like, I guess like a more like army green.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how dominant the jab was early in the fight. De La Hoya's jab, man.
The WBC belt's more like teal now, isn't it? It's more like,
I don't know. You know how I am with belts. They all look the same.
well, that belt. What? And by the way, this was for 3 of the belts, I believe. There was another champion out there, but come on, nobody cared about that guy. Who the hell was that guy? I don't remember. I mean, to get to this point, I mean, Whitaker, Corte, those are the type of guys these guys have to go through before they face each other.
I remember the Whitaker fight.
Both fights with both the guys?
Right. And in particular, I think it was the De La Hoya fight where one of them threw like 10 or 12 straight punches and missed Whitaker every single time. I think that was De La Hoya. But both guys, that was Whitaker past his prime.
That was a patent thing by De La Hoya. He never looked at his opponents.
Right.
Was that like his, you know how some baseball players that can't step on the line? And, like, you know, like every athlete has like their little ritual. Like, if I look at him, it's bad luck.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have ran those last 3 rounds.
Look at Tito. Look at prime Tito.
I got to give the first round to Tito just because they'll always annoy me by looking at the fucking...
He's been looking at the ceiling for like 45 seconds straight.
We'll keep a track of...
And they greased the hell out of Trinidad.
We'll keep track of which rounds, by the way, can go either way. Just in case. Calix and I will not be doing 10-10 rounds, guys. It's a rule.
We don't do it. Though it's just it's crazy seeing it because you remember a bloated Trinidad when he fought Roy Jones like late in his career.
A lot of new fans of some Trinidad they ever saw, you know, so. A lot of guys saw De La Hoya for the first time when he fought Pacquiao or Mayweather, you know, so.
Right. You see De La Hoya now, like with the gray beard, fresh off a coke bender, watching Canelo fight, and you don't imagine he was once a killer.
But by the way, this is Trinidad at welterweight, by the way. This guy moved up and destroyed Reed. He destroyed Vargas. He destroyed Joppy. Those guys were solid fighters.
Yes.
Right? This was at a lower weight class. So I want everybody to keep that in mind. What's the security guy doing?
I don't remember this. What is going on here?
It's like a WWE type shit going on.
I don't remember this.
What the hell is this? Oh, somebody, who the hell did he have?
Oh, he forgot the Trinidad forgot the mouthpiece. Wow.
Well, they should have made him fight the first round with the mouthpiece.
So that's why, and De La Hoya is probably still looking at the ceiling.
Maybe that threw him off.
Wow. Forgot the mouthpiece in the locker room.
All right, just for copyright purposes, we are providing commentary on the fight.
Yeah.
Right? Educational purposes.
Lighten up, YouTube.
Right? Like it's I do it like this on purpose. So it's like I'll be like, well, you guys have it on YouTube.
Right.
You know? All right, guys, here we go. What's up to Man and Water? Tell me what you guys think, man. All right. I haven't seen this fight in years. All right. Both guys starting. Both guys had good jabs, too.
Yeah, and we just watched the other night, De La Hoya versus Mayweather, and look how much lighter De La Hoya is on his feet, on his toes 8 years earlier.
Twinkle toes.
Twinkle toes. Skinny legs.
Yeah, Trinidad is a stick, man. Trinidad is missing shots here, but he is throwing.
Right. So far, nothing from De La Hoya.
Just feeling each other out. Although they haven't literally felt each other out yet.
At least Trinidad gave us a couple light jabs.
Whoa.
That's a nice left hand by De La Hoya.
Yeah, that was quick.
Short shot.
Caught Trinidad pretty good, too. This round's anybody's really taken so far. Nothing significant done yet. You see the difference between those gloves and the Mayweather fight?
Mm-hmm.
Although I guess those will be 8 ounces. Jack Lowe, he threw a double jab. Makes him proud. Right hand by De La Hoya. But I remember the right hand of De La Hoya being on the mark in this fight. We'll see if my memory serves me right.
This round's still up in the air.
I know Hopkins said he studied this fight before he prepared for Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
Jab by De La Hoya. Nothing really landing by Trinidad. I think he got that jab in, but
Only meaningful shot I've seen so far was that short left by De La Hoya.
he graced Trinidad with a right hand too. I wouldn't call it meaningful, but good. Look at that upper body movement by De La Hoya. I mean, that's crazy.
Now he's starting to walk him down a little bit, not circling as much.
Yep. This round, it's still for the taking this round.
Yep.
Good head movement. Look right there. I think he landed that right hand. Trinidad threw a hook there. Didn't land clean though. Right hand by Trinidad through the guard of De La Hoya. Lost some steam coming in. Nobody really did anything spectacular in this round. De La Hoya with some jabs there, movement. I think he was the again. I'm gonna give it to De La Hoya, but
I had De La Hoya because I thought in a toss-up round he landed the more meaningful shot. The only meaningful shot in the round was that left hand. So
they both landed their grazing shots and both landed grazing jabs.
But that's one of those close rounds that you can.
This is a replay, by the way, so they're actually giving us the scorecards of the judges. Roth scored it for Trinidad.
Yeah, I could. If you scored that round for Trinidad, I wouldn't be mad at you. I mean, I could go either way.
Round one, let's say, could be argued for Trinidad. So
right,
we'll put an asterisk on that one, just to see if we can justify it at the end for Trinidad. We might score it. Who knows? We might even score it for Trinidad. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna put an asterisk next to that one. That way, I could at least say, "Hey, I don't agree with the scorecard, but I could see you getting there."
Yeah.
Trinidad coming forward.
See, the thing is, like, why couldn't De La Hoya do this in the closing rounds?
Right.
A lot of feinting. Boom, they both kind of landed jabs on each other there. I remember De La Hoya landing combinations. He hasn't done it yet, but De La Hoya landing the jab to the forehead of Trinidad. I can see why he's throwing it and aiming it to the forehead too. Could look at Trinidad's gloves. De La Hoya mixing up. You see how he doesn't circle the same direction?
Mm-hmm. But he's doing a lot more circling early in his fight than I remember.
Yeah, he's blocking those hooks, but I mean Trinidad is he's putting on pressure here.
Oscar's just not throwing anything yet.
Yeah, this a whole minute has gone by. There's a jab. Trinidad throws some jabs too. De La Hoya doubled up the jab, landed the second one. Makes Jack Lowe proud.
Nice little straight right by Trinidad. At least scored. Didn't do anything but scored. So far, I thought Trinidad's won his first half of this round.
Yeah. Ooh, good jab by De La Hoya. It's got to follow it up, though, I feel. Missed those shots, De La Hoya, but at least he's throwing now. Ooh, quick hook. Not sure if it landed, though. Lampley's admiring the bouncing of De La Hoya.
Of course he is.
He's bouncing around the ring. Like, okay.
Of course he is.
I don't know if I don't know. I'd like to say he's on his toes but good hook by Trinidad.
Yeah, that was a nice counter there.
De La Hoya had a chin, man. Trinidad again. Partially blocked by De La Hoya, but again. I mean, could you argue he's being effective with his aggression? Well, I got it for Trinidad so far, unless De La Hoya does something crazy. Right hand by Trinidad. Jab by De La Hoya.
Oscar was good at doing that thing too, where you throw flurries in the last 10 seconds to try to steal the round.
Yeah. De La Hoya landed some right hands there, but too little.
Yeah, that Trinidad round.
Got Trinidad.
I got to be honest, I'm surprised so far because
yeah,
I was kind of expecting to see a clean sweep in the first 8 rounds.
Knowing what happened in the last 3 rounds, you know, it's any round for Trinidad is big right now. I got a 19-19. I know Calix likes the picture of our tour guide right there.
The man. Favorite fighter of all time.
I know Calix wants this scoring card app.
I do now. I do need that.
Boom, right there.
That was a shot of the round.
That's the one I said that he landed because I noticed it hit the glove. It did hit the glove, but it still landed. That's how powerful that was. That was late in the round by De La Hoya.
Too nice straight right. He rolled with it though. But that was a Trinidad round.
For sure.
I'm kind of expecting to see Oscar step it up.
De La Hoya comes out bouncing again.
Yeah, circling.
Letterman De La Hoya very, very shocking in my opinion. I don't know how, especially Letterman. You know how he likes aggressors, so that's kind of odd.
All
right, so De La Hoya. I mean, I like what De La Hoya is doing, but he's got to land more, though. You know.
Yeah, you got to mix in some offense with this. Too economical. I mean, how many total punches has he thrown so far?
It's kind of okay what he's doing, but then you can't close the last 3 rounds the way you did either, you know? All right, Trinidad actually got him with a good jab in there. Grazed with that hook, Trinidad. If I remember correctly, I know Oscar really picked it up in the middle rounds, but good movement by Trinidad. Jab inside by De La Hoya.
Oscar's just not throwing much.
Did that hook land by Trinidad?
Yeah, that was a nice little short left hook. It scored.
Oscar De La Hoya still trying to. It feels like he's trying to find a clean jab here, but in the meantime, double it up. Maybe he needed Jack Lowe to tell him earlier to double it up. They're both landing. They're both landing jabs, you know. So it's hard to give a guy the round for the jab. See right there. That's what Oscar has to do. He has to do more of that. Those combinations, even if they don't land. They both exchange jabs there. Misses that right hand, De La Hoya, but at least he's throwing. Jab by Trinidad, missed the second. Landed that jab. It was kind of a hook, actually. Jab inside by De La Hoya.
Oh, nice little.
He got him with that right hand. But he threw a combination with it, so, you know. De La Hoya starting to double and triple the jab.
He's getting it going.
Yeah. Close round, though. You see?
Yeah, I had Trinidad winning the round up until about a minute and a half. This past minute, though, Oscar's doing a little work.
This is a close round.
Jab.
De La Hoya missed her, but at least he's throwing. At least doubled up the jab. Because Trinidad ain't landing flush either.
That's a nice jab.
That's right there. Landed a good right hand, De La Hoya, and then threw a combination afterwards.
I gave it to Oscar.
Yeah. Oscar round. But
I would put an asterisk next to that one as one that was close.
Although all 3 judges gave it to De La Hoya, so even Roth gave it to him. Look at the scorecards here. Hamada had Trinidad up 1 round here. 1 point, that is.
So he gave him the first 2 then.
Yeah. Interesting. Which I could see, though. That is possible.
Wait, one of the judges had a 29-29.
Yeah.
Did you see that? So there was a 10-10 round in there?
Somebody scored a 10-10, yeah, in the first round.
Coward.
Right?
It's so hard not to do that, though.
The only way I would ever do a 10-10 is if it's really, really close and both guys knocked each other down or something like that. But let's see. Will De La Hoya pick it up? Like I still haven't seen that one-sided boxing lesson yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Me neither.
Right there, boom. Jab. He misses the combination afterwards, but if you land a jab and throw a combination, even if the guy blocks those shots or moves away, I mean, you're working, you know? Letterman is so high on Oscar right now.
Uh-huh.
Right hand by De La Hoya. No. For a guy that was called a one-handed fighter, he ain't doing bad with his right hand. Boom, boom. Jack low. Trinidad didn't ever take Jack Low's advice, did he? Right hand by Trinidad.
Nice straight right.
If you notice, Trinidad doesn't really double the jab that much.
Another close round.
Yeah, good jabs by De La Hoya, though. It's making a difference on my scorecard so far. That jab. He's landing the jab in this round. Trinidad landed one there. Ooh, made a swing and a miss.
Man, Oscar was so cautious. Goodness.
Okay, Oscar's got to do a little more than just those jabs. Both guys exchange jabs there. Jab fest. Jab city. Jab, jab city. Jab, jab city, bitch. Yes. Both guys are the right hand by Trinidad there. Ooh, good body shot by De La Hoya.
Finally, somebody went to the body.
Went up, you know, boom, 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 jab. Ooh, look at those jabs he's landing double jabs on Trinidad. Right hand, missed the hook.
That was a nice slip out.
Yeah, look at that. Ooh, nice stiff jab.
He's heating up a little bit, but
finally, Trinidad did.
Tito's still there. Stalking. These aren't dominant rounds by Oscar. I think he's edging them out in this round, but these aren't the dominant rounds I remember.
Yeah, he's winning this round so far. Ooh, landed a jab there, but it's hard to dominate with just a jab, you know? Like, it's you got to build a little more than that if you want to call it dominant.
At least he threw a straight right lead finally. Slipped out of that.
I think I like it when he lands a jab and then he throws a combination, because even if the combination doesn't land, you know, it's still activity. I got that for Oscar. I think that's the best round for Oscar so far.
I had him, but that's another asterisk for me. I thought that was another.
Every judge gave that round to Trinidad.
I didn't see that, but he did land that straight right at the end.
I honestly don't see how you give that round to Trinidad.
You don't?
No. Oscar was.
It's just
landed jab, double jab. He landed the shot to the body.
He was, but you know what sticks with people is Trinidad's coming forward. Trinidad's stalking. Trinidad's trying to press a fight, and Oscar's circling. So some people say that and see, you know.
I just don't see how.
That was a nice body shot right there.
I just don't see how 100% of people.
Did he catch that left? Because
yeah. Well, it was
Trinidad landed that left hook.
Yeah.
It's a nice counter left hook. I thought that was a close round, but I gave it to Oscar.
Yeah, but I honestly believe that was a clear Oscar round. I don't even Letterman give that round.
Letterman gave it to Trinidad.
That's odd to me. That's honestly odd to me. But hey, you know, I guess we do got to put an asterisk. All right, overruled.
Yeah, that was a close one.
I honestly believe De La Hoya landed some really good double jabs and single jabs in that round, enough to where I felt he won that round. Right hand by Oscar. That was a nice Good old-fashioned jab followed by a cross.
Did that left hook land?
When in doubt, throw a jab cross. Come on. All right. You know, conventional wisdom is to throw a jab. You throw the jab and you bring it back up to cover yourself, you know? But sometimes it's good to stick the jab out when you miss so you can gauge the distance of your opponent. And watching Sugar Ray Leonard fight against Hagler, I saw him really doing that. Trinidad, I mean, De La Hoya never really did that.
How'd you score that fight, by the way? I haven't got to watch that video yet.
I scored it a draw.
Ooh.
Yeah. Beeb had it 1 round for Sugar Ray. Good fight. That's a really good fight.
He's still stalking, man, like, and Oscar's circling. So in this round, a close round, and Oscar's landed some flush shots.
Well,
but
I think this was one of the few rounds where Oscar started strong in the first minute. Ooh, jab and a cross. Look at that.
nice shot.
De La Hoya is not known for that jab cross, but he's doing it in this round.
He missed with that left hook.
Jab, did Trinidad get that cross in? I mean, the jab?
No, I didn't. I think he missed with it.
Ooh, making a miss.
Mm.
Defense is a scoring criteria. I think that one caught the glove, but it's a hard angle to see. De La Hoya really moving around here, circling the ring.
He's moving a lot.
Ooh, right hand by Trinidad.
Got that right hand in.
Good combination by De La Hoya.
I'm telling you, he's old school. Those last 10 seconds, he's going to get it in and try to steal the round.
Yeah.
That was a good round for Oscar.
Very good round.
I felt Trinidad did a couple of good things, and he's still stalking. So I still feel, look at Oscar's banker buddy back there behind his dad. But I still feel that was close. I wouldn't expect. I thought this was more dominant. I got to be honest. I thought that's what I was going to see in first 5 rounds.
How did you score round 3?
I scored it for Oscar. So I have it 4 rounds to 1 for Oscar, but I had that second round for Trinidad. But I have an asterisk next to all 4, as you know. I could see how you scored that round for Trinidad.
Well,
I feel these are close rounds.
Look at that. Boom.
That's a nice shot. Nice short right.
I wasn't sure if that hook landed, but it did.
That was a nice shot.
Wow.
That right hand was nice.
It's just in real time, it's hard when a guy has a glove up, if it caught the glove or not, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's why it's a good reason. That's a good reason to have your gloves up, you know? I don't see that. How did Letterman give that round to Trinidad?
It was close, man. But Oscar was more consistent throughout the round.
I mean, I don't.
Oscar.
Letterman gave him round 2.
I feel like he's being consistent in this fight. You said it earlier. He usually scores for aggression.
Yeah.
So Trinidad's trying to make the fight. The problem is it's not effective aggression. So
yeah,
he's not being effective with it. Oscar still moving out, getting out, landing some shots in between.
In other words, I don't know what gave Oscar the impression that, oh yeah, I got this, you know, after 9 rounds.
Right. And Oscar should have sat on more of his punches, man. I guess he was a little fearful of Trinidad's
power. Is it
power.
possible with all this movement that he was just tired?
He's moving a lot. I mean, nothing in the pocket.
I mean, I like the movement, but he's got to get more on the inside.
Out of the pocket. Out of the pocket. Look at this.
I mean, he never allowed Trinidad to set his feet, which is why Trinidad couldn't land with power shots.
Yeah.
But,
so far, I got Trinidad winning the first half of this round.
Oscar's he's got cut.
I don't know, but Trinidad just landed a right hand.
I think Trinidad's cut. Right hand by Trinidad there again.
He's winning this round. Oscar's just moving too much.
Boom, boom.
There you go.
He throws a combination there. Got a right hand in. I think got another one in. And Trinidad's back to stalking. Went nowhere. Not discouraged.
I have Trinidad winning this round so far. Could change.
Lamley just said he's making Trinidad look like a one-handed fighter. Good job being objective there, Jim.
Right. He is doing
What
a good
about you?
job.
I think Trinidad was landing the right hands in this round. So, all right. Good jabs by Trinidad. I mean, don't tell me I'm going to score this for Trinidad and then Letterman and the judges are going to give it to De La Hoya.
They both landed. Oscar landed to the left. Trinidad landed to the right at the same time. But he's stalking. And this is where Oscar's going to try to steal around.
Man and Water has a 4-1 for Oscar. AJ10 has a 3-2 for Oscar. But that's not good. And somebody else had a 2-2. That's not good for Oscar. If we know what happens in the last 3 rounds. Ooh, good right hand by Oscar.
Too much moving on the outside for me. I scored that for Trinidad.
Really?
So I got it 4-2 for Oscar through 6, which I wasn't expecting.
That's a close round.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't expect.
Actually,
they all scored it for De La Hoya too.
Yeah, so did I.
So what is it? 58, 57, 58, 56, 57, 57.
But it definitely has an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, that was a close one. He had a little swelling on the right eye, it looked like. But nothing was cut. See, De La Hoya popped up quick. So I guess he's not tired.
Well, I mean, that could all be facade, but I don't know about those CompuBox numbers.
What'd they say?
Did you see the numbers for CompuBox?
I'm looking at it on my phone right now. Punches in round 6. De La Hoya landed 29. No way. In round 6, 29 to 55. No way.
Let's see. Quick jabs by De La Hoya. I like the jab of De La Hoya. Just not a lot of following up there.
Trinidad finally went to the body.
Yeah.
Finally.
Should have. Not a lot of body shots in this fight at all.
I saw each of them throw one.
I mean, it's amazing how they were not going to the body. De La Hoya missing with that uppercut. Doubling the jab. Can't complain about both guys did a great job with the jab this fight. But not a lot of body work.
So basically, De La Hoya came into this fight saying, I respect this guy's power. It looks like he kind of fears his power.
What you could see this, though, if you interpret it as like effective aggressiveness, and if you interpret it as he's being extra cautious, then, that could mean that his aggression is effective,
I just don't remember him circling this much throughout the whole fight.
Which makes you wonder, then how much was he circling the last 3?
Right. If it's more than this.
Ooh, hook by Trinidad. All right, so you have it like 58, 56?
Right. For De La Hoya. But the game plan was just not to stay in the pocket with this guy. Continue, keep him off balance because he has power. I don't want to get.
I must have been in the 2 people in the chat gave the 6 to Trinidad too. I think Oscar did some good work in that round, but it was close.
He just did not want to exchange with this guy, which is smart.
It is, but at the same time, like I said, right? I mean,
that's a nice right hand, but
effective aggressiveness and ring generalship. If he's given the impression he's being very cautious. Because, I could see guys that circle the ring like Lara, like Mayweather, that look like they're in control. But there's guys that can do it and if they could look uncharacteristic doing it, and
Yeah,
they could come off as very cautious.
I hate this from De La Hoya.
Right hand by De La Hoya.
He went to the body
Went
again.
to the body and look again. He's
Last 20
what a
seconds.
combination!
And the round was on the table.
Jab by Trinidad. Jab by Trinidad. Right hand late though, so it doesn't count.
He's yelling something at him. He tried to.
That was a good round, and I thought both guys did good work. Whatever you like, but then in the last 30 seconds, I think De La Hoya did a good job. So, yeah. De La Hoya round in IMO.
I got to be honest, I had that round for Trinidad. I think it was too much circling for De La Hoya.
Well, I got it 69-64.
So I have it 4 rounds to 3.
67-66.
Man, God, I was not expecting that.
CompuBox is way off. Look at your phone really quick. That's way off. Come on.
Connect percentage.
Come on. 33 shots. Come on. I scored her from it. Come on.
No, there's no way. Did he throw? Did they say he threw 71 punches in that round? Is that what that's?
HA10 in the chat gave it to Trinidad. I give it to De La Hoya, guys. What was your question? I'm sorry.
Did that say that De La Hoya threw 71 punches in that round? Like, there's no way.
It's possible with a jab.
Letterman gave it to De La Hoya. I could see that.
But you know what? Moral of the story is a lot of these rounds are close. I stopped putting asterisks already. Like a lot of them are fucking close.
Yeah, I can already say I could see how they scored this fight for Trinidad if what I remember happened in the last 3 rounds happens.
Yeah. Because to be honest with you, I'm used to like 2-3 rounds being swing rounds. There's a lot of swing rounds in this fight. But I got De La Hoya winning rounds, but I haven't seen a dominant round yet.
By either guy.
Yeah. De La Hoya throwing combinations there. They're blocked by Trinidad, but he's got to do more of that.
Nice right hand.
Yeah.
Oscar's doing better work this round, in my opinion.
Making Trinidad. That swing and a miss, to me, makes you look really good. You know?
Nice body
work. Yeah.
No, that wasn't low. That wasn't low. That was nice body work. And he made Trinidad actually pull away from that left hook. He was missing so bad. Oscar's doing good work in this round. This is actually his best.
Look at that long torso of Trinidad. I'm surprised De La Hoya didn't go to the body more. When guys have a long torso like that, not that De La Hoya doesn't, but both guys, I mean, that's a lot.
Remember, De La Hoya used to pull his trunks up like Steve Urkel.
Yeah, they're kind of high. They can't see the belly button at all. Like in the Felix Stern fight, they were almost to his chest, man. It was ridiculous. And in the Vargas fight too, slipping it. Look. I think De La Hoya is controlling this round. To be honest with you.
Yeah, he is. This is a
very good round.
Clearly, still doing too much circling.
I just don't get where he got the impression though that he had it in the bag. I don't know where he got that.
To me, it seems like he could have stood his ground a little more and at least wrapped up. That was a nice little left hook at the end there, but wrapped up when he got in trouble. Fought more of that type of fight than this sort of amateurish style where he's just circling.
It's good to watch these fights again. Ooh. I couldn't see the good hooks by Trinidad.
Got two left hooks in right there.
Yeah, he did. And this guy had a monster left hook too. De La Hoya had a chin, man. Both these guys. Right hand by De La Hoya.
That wasn't late.
Another late shot.
Yeah, you thought that was late? Okay.
It was click, yeah. Ding, ding.
I had that for Oscar.
Yeah. Bam, what a right hand. Look at that. Not known for his right hand, De La Hoya, but he used it in this fight. Now I see why Hopkins had so much success against Trinidad.
Right. So right now through 8, I have it 77-75. If I just scored this correctly. If I just added this correctly.
79-73. Look at one judge gave it to Trinidad. Wow.
Right.
Let me close this out.
Yeah, 77-75 through 8.
Close fight. Although it's...
And I think, if I remember correctly, I think this is the last round where Oscar actually fought.
Somebody has a fight 2 for Oscar.
And Letterman has a 78-74.
I have it kind of one side of my scorecard, but then it's like the same story in every round.
What do you have it?
Right now I have it 79-73.
I can see that though. I can see that though. And I could also see where somebody would.
But it's like it looks one-sided though. But a lot of those rounds, I just feel he edged it out.
Right.
Because it's the same story in every. Ooh, great combination by Oscar there.
Nice body punching. Again,
more body shots.
He should have done that more, and he should have jabbed to the body more too.
By the way, this is the first minute of the fight.
Nice.
Trinidad's gonna have to do a lot to make up for that, in my opinion.
Oscar did some 3 combinations to the body.
I believe this is when it started, though. I think this is where we're close to where he's really starting to get on his bicycle.
But do you think he could have stayed in the pocket like that more and then made it easier for himself to where if Trinidad...
if he did that at least twice around, like got inside and boom, 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 got outside, he could have done it.
But I just feel like if Trinidad tried to get something off in the pocket, he could have clinched. I mean, that's what... I don't know, a lot of circling. A lot of circling.
De La Hoya didn't really do a lot of clinching, though.
Right.
In fairness, is not... has there been a clinch in this fight?
Right, and I guess we should be happy about that. Would you rather a guy circle or would you rather a guy clinch, tactically clinch? I don't know.
I saw a Frankie Randolph fight against Chavez earlier. It's amazing how much body work there was in that fight compared to this.
Yeah.
Good shots landed by Trinidad there.
Well, Chavez, you knew there was going to be body punching in that fight.
Yeah.
Oscar missed with that left hook.
I don't know if you've seen that fight, Calix, but it's a great fight. Frankie Randall Chavez won. Great fight.
Let's see. Circle, back pedal. Nice right hand by Trinidad.
Yeah, Trinidad.
So I think this is where it seems to be. No, he's throwing. He missed with both those shots.
Yeah,
he landed that straight right though.
It's weird because I remember him, quote unquote, running in the halfway through this 9th. But it doesn't look any different than the other rounds.
Right.
This is why people need to go back and watch these fights, because a lot of shit gets repeated. And a lot of this happened before social media, right? So.
Right.
Ooh, great combination by Oscar there. This is an Oscar round.
Yep. To me, that was the clearest Oscar round.
But then here come the, our memory serves us right. I don't know.
87-84 Oscar through 9 on mine. I got him up 3 points.
I honestly have this fight 89-82. If I'm being honest.
3, 4. So if Trinidad
about 3 rounds, though, I could have given at least 3 rounds to Trinidad, but I just didn't feel he won them. So.
Yeah, I thought that was a clear Oscar round. And if you score the next 3 for Trinidad on my card,
really quick here, just so we can look at that scorecard. What were we gonna say?
On my scorecard, if the next 3 went to Trinidad, I would have it a draw.
Okay. So look at this. De La Hoya 87-84 on one card.
Right. Which is mine.
One guy has it a draw. And another guy, Roth, has 1 round.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes from here. But
and by the way, I have no issue with any of those watching this fight.
Yeah, because it's a lot of the rounds look the same, with minor differences. Just who landed what, but we'll see how. Not a lot of adjustments, I guess you can say, in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Look, trainer told him he got the fight.
Oh God.
Unbelievable.
Infamous last words.
I don't know if did you see that 196 landed to like 90 landed by
No,
Trinidad?
no. Oh,
I
nice,
I,
nice
I
left.
haven't seen a fight where Deloy landed 100 plus more punches. That
No.
was a good right hand.
Woo. He buckled his knees on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching the documentary on his fight, Legendary Nights. They did one on this, and I remember Oscar pretty much throwing his trainer under the bus and saying he told me I had the fight in the card, so I decided to circle, and I gave him a
Wow.
boxing lesson.
Somebody gave Trinidad round 9. Wow.
I thought that was the clearest Oscar round.
Well,
Let's see, let's see, let's see.
let's
Circling.
see.
So far, Oscar hasn't
Isn't this
thrown.
what he was doing the whole fight though?
Right.
Maybe it stuck out because HBO was emphasizing this is the championship round. You can't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he is his back is touching the ropes there. So
He threw a jab. He threw another jab.
also Trinidad. Oh, good jab to the body by Oscar. Nothing out of isn't this what he was doing the whole fight?
Right.
Oh, good jab by Trinidad. Trinidad getting some good jabs there. Good jab by Oscar there. I wonder if it's because it was a championship rounds. Because I remember growing up, like people would always say on the championship rounds, you got to bring it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, good hook by Trinidad. Partially blocked that second one there, but he's pressing. Jab by Trinidad. Look, if both guys are landing, you got to give it to the aggressor on my book. Deloy threw to the body there.
Uh-huh. So far, no different, right? He actually threw a jab there that snapped Trinidad's head.
Well, the one difference is that Trinidad, look at those shots by Deloya.
Jab.
This is a close round, in my opinion. This is not what I remember. I remember him,
Right. This isn't much different than we first saw in the first 9 rounds.
This must be, in my opinion, because it was a championship round. It's got to be a cultural thing. Although Trinidad is landing a little more, though.
Yeah.
Deloya going to the body, though. I like that. He went upstairs.
And watch, he's going to throw a flurry in the last 10 seconds to try to steal a round.
But this is a close round, in my opinion. Good right hand by Trinidad.
I have Trinidad winning this round. So
yeah, but I get that. But is it any different than the other rounds you gave Trinidad earlier?
No.
I think Oscar did some really good work to the body in this round. I gave that round to Trinidad, but it's not what I remember.
Me neither. It's not much different than the first 9
Holy
rounds.
shit. I forgot about that. Trinidad's dad would slap Deloya in the face. I mean, like Trinidad, pa pa pa, like god damn.
Let's see. It looked like they all scored it for.
Yeah, they all did. I don't know if Trinidad landed 24 shots, but you know what it is too, Calix? CompuBox has a bigger influence on people than HBO announcers do.
Right.
People till this day, ESPN, Fox Sports 1, fighters, people, they go to CompuBox for this stuff.
Well, look, the first thing they do wrong is
especially people like stats in America. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when they look at the stats, the first thing that's wrong is obviously the stats are wrong. We know that. And then second of all, look at him beating his chest. Second of all, it's if you look at the CompuBox after 12 rounds as a total, that can be flawed as well with the 10-point must system. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Deloya. Again, good right hand landed by Trinidad right there. Snap Deloya's head back. Still stalking is Trinidad. All right, see. I think, although in this, he hasn't thrown anything yet, Deloya, so,
I'll say one thing though.
Yeah.
I don't see how somebody can circle, 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 pivot this much without getting tired the whole fight.
Well, he's tired. Believe that.
Right.
But
But
Deloya's still like Trinidad's winning, but Deloya's throwing. Like, or he's trying. It doesn't. It's not what I remember. Not so far.
this is the first round where I could see. Last round was pretty much what I saw for the first 9 rounds for the most part. But
Ooh.
Oscar hasn't
Jab
thrown.
by
Oscar hasn't
Trinidad.
thrown much in this round. Like this is pretty much
Yeah,
run.
but he had some rounds earlier where he didn't do anything there for like 30 straight seconds. Oh, now it's gone from 30 seconds to a minute, but
Like I consider this running here. I would consider this running.
then there's a hold.
Yeah, he's tired. And he held for a good 5 seconds.
I wonder if like if he did that at least once around the holding, if it would have helped him a little bit,
Yeah.
Like force Trinidad to reset. Look at Trinidad jogging towards Eloya.
Oscar's out of there. Jab. He hasn't thrown one power shot this round.
There's no power in that jab anymore by Oscar.
Yeah, he's backpedaling.
He's landing the jab, but it's through his back foot. It's not doing anything to Trinidad. Trinidad is coming in. He's throwing haymakers. Trinidad's coming with intentions. Okay, he's controlling the pace. He's being effective with his aggression. He's landing more shots.
The retreat, in my opinion, started later than I remember. Because this is the first. I can see why.
This is a clear round for Trinidad. Clear round. Deloya throws here because finally throws a flurry
of the round, and he does it after 30 seconds.
Ooh, landed a hook right there, Deloya off the ropes, but he's losing his round.
Slipped that left hook.
But you know what though? Yeah, he moved a lot. He lost this round, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, well, let's see. That's clearly a Trinidad round.
Yep.
There's no way anyone could give that round to Deloya.
Nope.
No way.
So to make it clear, I have a 105-104 for Oscar going into the 12th. So I'm in agreement with that Hamada judge.
So Hamada, you're with Hamada.
So little did Oscar know at this moment in time, frozen right here, that he needed this round.
Yeah.
He needed this round for...
He couldn't win the fight with one judge. How do you pronounce that? Logist?
Right. So he needed this round for a draw.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And what's your score right now?
My score right now, I got 107, 102.
Okay. So he's good on your card.
Yeah. But they're very close rounds that he won.
Right.
But if he won a lopsided round, a close round, it's still 10-9,
And if Oscar was more active the first 9 rounds...
I got Trinidad's dad beating Trinidad, though. He's slapping him in the face every... Trinidad ain't coming back with nothing.
If Oscar was normal in those first round, normal Oscar in those first 9 rounds and was more active, I would call the 11th round running, but it wasn't that much different than we saw in the first 10.
Yeah. Well,
let's see what this one is.
It's boxing folklore, though. The championship rounds just stuck out to people in those days.
Mm-hmm.
They still do today, but it's not as much. And more fans today, because of social media, which it's fair to say, are more educated in how you score a boxing fight.
Mm-hmm.
Jab to the body by Deloya, but he's literally backpedaling.
This is retreat mode. This is bicycle.
Backpedal. I still remember when Mayweather got it in Deloya's face. You ran from Trinidad. Why'd you run from Trinidad? You're winning that fight. You started running. Ooh, right hand by Trinidad.
Nice shot. And look.
Ooh, look at. Ooh, another right hand by Trinidad.
He's in full retreat.
You think it was? You think Deloya? You really think it was strategy? Or do you think he was just tired and And Trinidad, he never got tired. He kept coming.
It's both. It's both. He circled so much. He used so much aerobic energy on the outside that, I mean, he had to be tired. But this is full. This is full.
He
I
could
think I
have
have to fight one.
used
I'm not taking any chances.
he
And
could have
that's
used a clinch or two every round. It would help him a little
right.
bit.
But this is frustrating because this is one of the biggest fights in history up to this point,
It's
in modern
especially
boxing history.
frustrating when you see when De La Hoya would do in the 12th round against Corte, in the 12th round against Whitaker, in the 12th round. I mean, he would put it all on the line. He didn't do it in this fight.
You got to close the show. You got to close the show, no matter what the scorecards are. Close the show.
Yeah.
This was not what
I
I
mean,
expected.
in fairness to him, he was throwing. He was retreating, he was running, but he was throwing. This is literally, he's literally a back. Look, backpedal. See, he's backpedaling.
Yeah, this was full retreat in this round.
Well, he tried to steal the round. I remember.
I'm sure he'll 12th round. I'm sure he'll throw some crazy stuff in the last 10 seconds.
Little
Look at
did
this.
he know. If only he knew. Hey, I gotta win this round. But would he have had it in him to do something about it? De La Hoya's having a hard time lifting his arms.
Yeah.
He tried to throw a right hand right now, and he had no mustard in it.
Look, that's an arm punch. The left
Yeah,
hook.
yeah. He's just his mouth is open. His mouthpiece is sticking out.
And here comes a couple flurries. Watch.
Yep. Ooh, Trinidad in strong.
114, 114. I added a draw. I wasn't expecting that. It's just disappointing, man. He should have closed the show.
Actually, how the hell that one judge that had it wide gave it to De La Hoya? How?
Wait, somebody scored that last round for De La Hoya?
Yeah, how? How? Like I don't.
Yeah, that's bad. He had it
How
a
did that
draw
happen?
too. So Letterman had the last 4 rounds for.
That's the judge that had it wide for Trinidad. How? Did he just give it to De La Hoya because he had Trinidad winning anyway? Like what?
Right.
Wow. Hey, Letterman had it a draw. I think Letterman is dead wrong about that 8th round, but
He had the 8th round for who?
yeah, he gave the 8th round to Trinidad.
Yeah, I scored that one for Oscar. But he also scored the first 3 rounds for Oscar. You know,
Look how young everybody looks here.
I know.
Lamley just said Trinidad became the attacker only when he became desperate.
No, that's not a good assessment.
I'm like, what? He was the aggressor the whole fight.
Right.
Somebody scored a 7-5 for Trinidad. Somebody added 6-5 for Trinidad.
Are they reading the scorecards right now?
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Majority decision.
Is Lampley crying? Oh, I do remember seeing this too. I remember seeing the people in Puerto Rico going crazy.
Just random place. Well, Trinidad, Lamley said, well, we were wondering if Trinidad could get a decision in Las Vegas against De La Hoya. Yes, he could. Stewart said De La Hoya gave it away.
Accurate.
Unbelievable.
Even on my card where it was closer than I thought in the first 8, 9 rounds, still, if he closes the show and wins at least one of those last 3.
What terrible confetti is that?
Yeah, I remember the confetti too.
The hell?
Look how young Watson looks in the background.
Is Watson there?
Yeah, he's in the background there.
Man, this guy's been around forever.
Don
Don
King.
King, yeah. There was no such thing as a big fight back then without Don King.
Mm,
Remember, he gave people good undercards.
yeah.
Well, I had it 117, 111, guys. I mean, what can I say?
Was it 117, 111 on yours?
Yeah.
So you scored the last round for De La
Hold
Hoya?
on, hold on. No, I didn't.
No, I think it would be 116, 112 on yours.
Yeah, my bad. 116, 112.
So yeah, good. Still a good De La Hoya win for you. Not a good win, but you know what I mean.
Although I could easily flip 2 rounds as a draw easily.
Right.
See what he said. Yeah, so 1999.
36-0 with 30 KOs.
Trinidad just said he was in great condition for this fight. He never got tired, and the the translator said, "Yeah, I had the will to win." Like,
The translators are terrible.
Merchant is asking him if you were frustrated that he wouldn't come to fight. Well, Trinidad didn't really bash him or accuse him of anything. He said he's a great fighter. He did a lot of movement. It kind of confused me for a little bit, but that's really what he said.
Mm.
Trinidad's just giving him proud. He's just saying he's a great champion. He's a great champion. I came to win. That's all he's saying, really. Oh my God! You know how today they do the whole "gotta talk to Al Heyman."
Uh-huh.
So they just asked him, "We do a rematch." Wow, we gotta talk to Don King. He's gonna ask Oscar a question. Trinidad asked Deloya, "Am I worth of $10.5 million?" Which is a big purse at that time, by the way. It's crazy that we just had somebody fight for $400 million, but
Right.
Deloya looks extremely disappointed. Trinidad is saying hi to his aunt, and then the dude just says, "Yeah, he wants to say hi to everybody in Puerto Rico." I forgot. They're like really like. I want to say hi to my aunt in New York, and it's like see what else you said.
Is that Bob Arum? That he looked young.
Cross promotion, yeah. Della said he gave him a boxing lesson. They said he was making him miss, making him pay. He wants to do it again, according to him. Are you surprised that a rematch never happened?
Yes. That's why you can't milk rematches, because some stuff can happen. What was it? He lost to Trinidad, lost to Hopkins almost.
Deloy lost to Mosley.
Yeah, almost 2 years to the day exactly.
Yeah.
After that, he lost to Hopkins, so just never had
So
that same luster.
Trinidad said that everybody knows he's a warrior. He's given a lot of great fights, but he wanted to demonstrate his boxing skills in this fight. That's one way to put it, I guess.
Yeah, the real way of putting it is he had a lot of respect for the power. Didn't want to stay in the pocket, which is frustrating.
He said he worked hard, but he's going to work harder for his next fight. He said that in Spanish. And he did his own translation, so it was actually accurate.
Who was his next fight after that? You remember?
I know he had another fight, and then he fought Mosley.
Okay.
Deloy said he wanted to demonstrate a boxing lesson. Merchant's asking about the championship rounds. He did admit that he wasn't gonna, that he felt he dominated and he felt that he could give away the last 2 rounds. Because Trinidad is dangerous with his left hook.
Tactical error.
Deloya said in his voice was this funny. Next time in the rematch, I'm gonna be a brawler. Ha ha ha! Like it's just like
So his next fight was actually only about 4 months later against Darrell Cooley.
Yeah.
And then he fought Shane Mosley about 4 months after that.
Okay.
And lost. And then Trinidad's next fight was, let's see, David Reed.
Wow.
And that was only 5 months. Yeah, 5 or 6 months later.
Yeah, which
And
was
2 fights
actually
after that, he would go on to fight Vargas, then Joppy, then Hopkins. Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, and he was a favorite against Hopkins. People forget that. And people think Gennady Golovkin's old now. Hopkins was 36 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was considered old. That's still considered old.
Damn,
Isn't that crazy?
Trinidad was great, man. Like that was his first. That was his first loss to Hopkins, and really his only loss in his prime.
Yeah, but I'm surprised he just stopped boxing after that. I would like to have seen Trinidad move back down to 154 or something, but
right.
I mean, what are you gonna do? He made a lot of millions and he was fat and happy. So
yeah.
But I don't know what else to add here.
Well, the only thing I'll add to finish it off is I was surprised. I thought Oscar was dominant the first 8 rounds. He was not. He was not. A lot of close rounds. I didn't expect to see him circle as much as I did. I don't remember that. I mean, he circled a lot.
Yeah.
And
there was a lot of circling, yeah.
And then the full retreat started later than I expected to. I thought it was full retreat the last 3 rounds wasn't.
Well, I actually thought he did it like in the middle of the ninth
Mm-hmm.
when he started, but no, he actually did a lot more retreating there. I don't want anybody to confuse it. Even though I scored at 116, 112, that seems a lot of these rounds. It's just depending on anything. Were swing rounds. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of them were. So I could easily have it a draw. I just, I don't do even rounds and I don't do comparative rounds. So,
Yep.
so, I try not to. I'm not perfect, right? But just because I have it 116, 112 doesn't mean I don't think it was close. It's possible to edge out 4 very close rounds and it's like 4-0,
Mm-hmm.
So that is possible. It's kind of like look at an NFL team. Are there teams right now that are 0-2? Yeah, but there's teams that got dominated in 2 games and got their asses whooped, and there's teams that just barely lost, nail biters.
Right.
So everything's just perspective, and I think a lot of these rounds are extremely close. It looks like a lot of people in the chat had Trinidad winning. Till this day, people refer to this fight as, De La Hoya gave him a boxing lesson, ran the last 3 rounds, so he should have won, but I don't care if he won because he gave it away. That's the narrative.
That was my narrative going in, but I only watched it once, and maybe I got, I don't remember back 18 years, maybe over time.
Yeah, but if you're honest, Calix, back in 1999, were you seriously
Nope. Not how I am now.
Did you know that there was ring generalship and effective aggressiveness and clean punching and defense?
And I didn't have a scoring app back then like I do now when I watch fights or pen and paper. I wasn't watching it like that, and more susceptible to the guys calling the fight, more susceptible to a Harold Letterman scorecard. And ironically, my scorecard today is the same as his was that night. We got to it a little different, but I didn't expect to score this fight a draw tonight. I didn't.
The way this fight was close is that, remember that, I forgot what round it was, where we both were like, that's clearly a Trinidad round, and they all gave it to De La Hoya. And the next round, we're like, that's clearly a Trinidad round. And then, I'm sorry, that was clearly a De La Hoya round, and they all gave it to Trinidad.
Right.
And I was like, what? Did even Letterman give it to Trinidad? I'm just like, okay. And then I remember I think it was in 9 or 8, where I said, that's clearly a De La Hoya round, and you gave it to Trinidad. And then everybody in the chat gave it to Trinidad.
Right.
I'm like, whoa. All the judges agreed with me.
Right.
But, that's how you know that's a close fight. That's how you know.
And the funny thing is, I wasn't expecting this either. When we went into this, the first fight we scored was, I think it was, what was it? Marquez Pacquiao, right?
Yeah.
Won. So when we did that fight,
that was an easy fight to score.
Right, and we discussed, and by the way, I was surprised by that as well. But we discussed watching old Oscar fights to see how we felt he did in big fights, because the narrative as well is that Oscar came up short in big fights, and maybe he didn't come up short. Maybe we scored it different. But so far, we scored Mayweather fight, and we scored the Trinidad fight, and I have him 0-1-1.
Yeah. Well, he did lose those fights, so it'll be interesting to do the Mosley fights. And by the way, I didn't say it at the beginning, but Beeb did tell me that at the time he scored it as draw. And
which one? This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Beeb at the time, he was scoring fights. It's just different. A lot of people don't score boxing like that. A lot of people just watch it and then I felt this guy won.
Right.
And that's not the way it's scored. So agree or disagree with 10-point mud system. That's the system.
Yep.
So now real quick, is there anything you would improve from the 10-point mud system? Like, is there something
I was about to comment on that?
Yeah.
It can be flawed, but I think to me it's the best system out there. It is flawed. We discussed that, like, CompuBox is flawed as well, and that you can have The first 2 rounds, say you had the first 2 rounds, one guy wins the first round huge. And you don't score a 10-8, you score a 10-9. Because there's that argument as well. If a guy's not knocked down, but he's dominated, should you score a 10-8 round? But let's say you scored a 10-9, even though he dominated.
Yep.
Then the other guy comes back, wins the second round close, and it's 10-9. All of a sudden, you have a 19-19 fight, even though the other guy has landed more punches and was more dominant.
Yeah, like in this fight, there's rounds where I felt, well, Trinidad clearly won that round.
Mm-hmm.
And the lawyer rounds, I was like, what the lawyer wanted, but that was close.
I'll give you a specific example. Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson.
Yeah.
That's a fight where I felt Lamont Peterson won the fight, but Danny Garcia won the bout. In that Lamont Peterson fought a terrible strategy the first 7 rounds, gave up the first 7 rounds, if I remember correctly, and then came on strong in the last 5 rounds and completely beat Danny Garcia up, but still lost on my scorecards. It's weird. So I came out of that like I felt like Lamont Peterson's the better fighter, but he lost the fight. It's weird.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Like if you saw that fight in the streets, you would have come out and, oh, that dude whooped his ass.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's a 10-point must system. It really, it is what it is. So sometimes it makes you wonder though, if, what if they did something where, I don't know who would agree with this, but if let's say if you win the 10th, 11th, and 12th, you get 10.5 points, or something like that.
The only issue with it is we're adding more discretion to judges who are already fucking up left and right.
Well, that's true.
So we got to keep it simple for them.
Yeah, the 10-point must system is not perfect. People don't know this, but there was a time where if you got a knockdown, they just gave you the round. Like there was no extra points or, and a good example of that, if anybody ever wants, and I actually want to do this fight, but I have a hard time finding it in one video, the fight in its entirety, and that's Joe Louis versus Walcott. Walcott knocked Lewis down, I think, 2 or 3 times. I forget how many times, and clearly outboxed him. But
Frazier won the fight close.
Well, Walcott and
Walcott won the fight.
No, Lewis won the fight. But it was weird because the way they would announce it, it wasn't the way they would say like something like 6 rounds for Lewis, 5 rounds for Walcott, and blah 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 even rounds or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was no like points or knockdowns or anything like that.
Right.
So it's a 10-point must system to me works. I think it works. I mean, but if I wouldn't do it because the reason you said it's already subjective enough and we don't want to give judges more room to fuck shit up. But if shit wasn't corrupt, I guess, I mean, how would scoring it around, let's say if it's very close, giving the guy who lost around 9.5 rather than 9.
Like I said, too much discretion. I like it how it is.
But if there was a system like that, I would have Trinidad winning this fight. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say, I guess you could do 10-8 if a guy dominates, but I hate doing 10-8s unless a guy knocks a guy down. So that's this was fun, man. This was fun.
This is a good one.
This is a good one. It's good to go back, watch these fights. We hear these stories. Isn't this kind of proof that all these, not really just boxing, but stories you hear over the years can easily be exaggerated?
Yes.
This is proof right here.
Yes.
That was another point I wanted to make, but it slipped I'm going to remember when I stopped this video. Any final thoughts, Galax?
No, I wasn't expecting the score to draw, so I was surprised. I was surprised by a couple of things I saw, and I didn't expect Oscar to be on his bike the whole fight like he was, mixing in some combinations here and there. So once again, I saw something I didn't expect to see, much like the first fight we scored between Pacquiao and Marquez. So it's good to go back and see this and see what was sort of groupthink that turned into consensus and it's good to go back and rescore them and have a fresh narrative. Try to start a fresh narrative.
Somebody put in the chat, Mosley versus Trinidad would have been good at 147.
Yeah.
Even 154. That would have been a great fight.
Mm-hmm.
I remember now what I was going to say. CompuBox numbers. You know how people cite NFL yards ran and yards passed and those are actually accurate. I guess a yard or two margin of error, I guess. But they're pretty accurate because there's you see a guy run for 4 yards. You know what I mean? You actually see it. You can actually track those things. When there's a penalty, 5-yard penalty, that. All that's tracked. Where punch stats are different. But what's frustrating to me is when you hear pundits on TV, not just boxing pundits, by the way, just regular sports guys like Stephen A. Smith or whatever. They'll cite CompuBox as a matter of fact, just like they do NBA and NFL stats.
Right.
And it gives people the impression that, that's just the way it is. If CompuBox said he landed, 190 punches, then that's what he landed. And I think that, to me, that has a lot to do with the way people perceive fights. If it was up to me, they wouldn't even show CompuBox. Like it's so flawed. And the fact that, is it surprising to you that they never go back and revise it?
Never. And it's too difficult to boxing's too fast. It's too difficult to score it accurately, CompuBox. But also, the point I was trying to make earlier when we were watching the fight is you could have a guy land 90 punches in round 1, land 2 punches in round 2, and he could have 92 punches landed. The other guy could have 50, but maybe the guy landed 30 punches in round 2 when the other guy landed 2. So it's saying that it's 90 to 50 in punches landed, but the fight's still even on the 10-point must system. So that's the flaw in it too. They don't.
It's like if I fight you, right? If I fight you and I double jab you, pa, but then you land like a massive right hand.
Right.
So I jab you, boom, boom, and then boom, you hit me. And that's the whole fight. Well, yeah, it's going to say I landed more punches.
You got that aspect too.
But that's why I say people have to watch the fight. But this is the obsession of America needing stats, isn't it? Like that's what it is.
Fantasy sports.
Well, we need stats. We need to see the punch count. Can you just watch the fight?
Right.
Just watch it. Because I'll be scoring these rounds and I'll glance at the CompuBox. I'll be like, I don't think he landed that many. Like even if I gave the guy the round, I'll be like, he didn't land that many. It's kind of confusing to me. And it's impossible. It's impossible for CompuBox to be correct. They're sitting on the same side of the ring all the time. And it's impossible. You have the ref moving in there, the guys are moving, and we watch it. Like it's hard to see if a guy rolled with a shot all the way. It's if a guy throws a jab and the fighter's back is facing you, it's hard to see if that jab landed or not.
I agree.
It's extremely flawed, and it's surprising to me that I see so many people cite CompuBox the same way they cite how many points Kobe Bryant scored, even though he's retired. But you get what I mean. Like they'll cite it the same way. Like announcing that LeBron had a triple double. It's just they put it like it's not accurate like that.
Right.
It's so that's just my thing. So it's like whatever.
Right.
But anyway. Those are my thoughts. Thanks for you guys that joined us there. A couple people in the chat. Thumbs up the video. If you're watching archive, leave your score. I'm interested to know what you guys think. And I think there's a miss busted here. I think the narrative of De La Hoya gave him a boxing lesson for 8 rounds, and then he ran the last round. I think that narrative's done.
Busted myth.
Yeah. So there you go. All right, guys.
Peace.
Peace.